Okay, let's take a look at the bird's opening. This is personally my favorite opening. I use it pretty much all the time in tournament games, online games. Throws people off just enough to, I don't know, give me an advantage, maybe, hopefully. Okay, first move is f4. It's not actually putting a pawn in the center, but it is attacking a center square. So, you know, it's close to e4, which I guess is the best move. So we'll look at common responses. So next move is often d5. Sorry. D5, knight f3, knight f6, e3, c5, b3, knight to c6, bishop to b5, bishop to d7, bishop to b2, e6, castle, kingside, bishop to e7, and then d3. And the eval bar says that it is, looks like black is ahead ever so slightly, but basically equal. So we'll take it, and then castle maybe is the end of that line. So, no, it actually switches. Oh, that's interesting. Castling actually is considered not a bad move, but it actually puts it in white's favor. So that's interesting. Okay, so that's the first variation. Okay, we'll look at the next variation. Starts off the same way. Okay, so from this part, knight f3, and instead of e3, this variation goes g3, c5, bishop to g2, knight to c6, castles, g6, d3, bishop to g7, c3, castles, queen c2, and d4. And now you see that in this position, black is up 0.4, so this may not be the best opening for white. I don't think you play this if you have to win a game, but it can be, like I said, something that maybe throws your opponent off. Okay, the next variation is called the Fromm's Gambit. It starts f4 and then goes e5. And actually, when I'm playing the bird's opening, this is my least favorite response. I don't really like to see it because it just messes up. Like you almost have to take that pawn. So pawn takes, d6, sacks another pawn, pawn takes, and then bishop. So black is giving up a pawn for development of the bishop. Knight f3, g5, going after that knight, d4, g4, which is just, I mean, it looks ugly, but it's good. Knight to g5, f5, pawn, e4, h6, e5, and then bishop to e7. So eval bar is basically flat. Looks like white's up a teeny tiny bit. I don't know where this knight goes next, so in the comments let me know what you think the right continuation here is. Like, what does white do next to keep this an equal game? Because it looks like you're just going to drop that knight and not have enough compensation for it, but somehow the computer likes it, so let me know what you think. Okay, next variation of the Fromm's Gambit. Still takes, d6, takes, f3, g5, and this time instead of going d4, g3, still pushes g4, knight to h4, knight to e7, d4 now, knight to g6, I guess, threatening to trade knights. So then knight to g2, knight to c6, and that's the end of that continuation. And the amazing thing I find about this is this has the eval bar 0.7 for white, so white's winning, But his position, in my mind, looks like just totally garbage. I mean, this bishop is blocked in. The knight's the only piece you moved. You've moved it, what, 1, 2, 3, 3 times? Like, it just seems like this would be terrible. I mean, I guess black's biggest problem is that, I mean, if he castles under here, you know, he's going to have trouble. He still has his dark square bishop, though, so I don't know. I find it hard to believe that this is winning for white, but again, the eval bar knows all, so. Okay, and then the last variation that we're going to look at is f4, and this time, knight f6, knight f3, c5, e3, g6, b3, bishop to g7, bishop to b2, castles, bishop to e2, knight to c6, castles, d6, a4, and then a6. And this position looks like black is up a little bit, so again, maybe not great. So those are 5 quick variations of the bird's opening. Next, I'm going to show you a real quick game. Bent Larsen is probably the most well-known grandmaster that used this opening. So I'm going to show you a good game by him against Boris Spassky. In general, I don't like grandmaster games because, you know, I feel like average players just don't learn that much. But in this case, it's instructive for looking at the opening that Bent uses. So obviously the bird. Okay, I'm just going to run through this pretty quick just to show you what this position might look like after you're playing it. And you shift the knight around a couple of times here. Trades off all the pieces. And it's going to win this game with being up a pawn. That's enough to win this one. So anyway, that's a good game. So that is the bird opening. If it interests you, then I'd go do some more research. There's a bunch of videos, a bunch of games played that you can learn more. Again, I like it because it's a solid opening. It gets you, gets you opportunities early. And sometimes your opponent is not expecting it. Okay, that's it for this time. Thanks. Bye.